see if this is working. Quick sanity check here. Hey, this is fantastic. So hey friends, we're going to be working on building our business on Skool. We've been a community builder here for about a year, building the Big Brain Club, where I help left brains, which are the engineers, global leaders, right brains, which are your creatives and community builders, as well as whole brains, which are dads or parents and entrepreneurs. So today I'm just literally going to engage like our 99 plus comments and do a whole bunch of targeted Loom responses to different folks. So feel free to sit over my shoulder and see what we could do to help members of our community. So welcome to the Big Brain Club. All right, let's make sure I got my chat set up because OBS is being drunk. Give me a minute to do some tech on my side. Docs. Chat. Where'd it go? Why is it over here? That's bizarre. There we go. Let me just test chat really quick. Over here. Just gonna do like, hey. All right, it works. Cool. All right, so let's start firing off some Loom responses to folks. Yeah, you can literally just watch over my shoulder as I run my community. So first one's for Lauren. So let me read what she's got going on here. Thank you. I'll go and check out Evan's next as soon as I can. Wild Week, Pancake Princess. What an awesome name. Filled out the poll for 2 times. Check the 3 people for Monday. I can do all of that. It's better than Monday. Well, if that's better than my... Ooh, music festival, that's fun. We got 3 hours time with the kiddos in school on weekdays, focusing lately on using time to actually get work done. Calls and recordings where you have a lot of time in the past. All right. Cool. Where do I want to put my head? Probably up here. Let me move this. So I use something called Loom in order to do asynchronous video messages to folks. Let's see if this works. Click start record. Hey Lauren, good evening. I hope all is well in your world. Yes, it is the Pancake Princess is going to be our guest. So let me give you a sneak peek because nobody knows who she is yet. Pancake Princess. She's an absolute legend. So she was the first client I had when I did my exit from Johnson & Johnson. And she does these empirical bake-offs where she'll test 9 different recipes at a time. So this is a recent one she did with apparently cakes. Let's see. Best crumb cake, best marble cake. And I did a lot of work with her with like thumbnail optimization, hook optimization for all her short form content. But overall, absolutely wonderful person. So I'm excited for you to get to meet her. She just confirmed Monday at 11:30 Central Standard Time. So you don't have to plan on any of the other dates you proposed. And then concerning calls and recordings, if there is a time that works well for you, I'm going to say between 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, Thursday-Friday. Just let me know and we can hop on a call and I can do a little bit of targeted work with you. If you need to bump until after the Pancake Princess section next week, that's totally fine as well. But I just love to give you one-on-one because you're the first person to jump into the community. And I'm working on doing a video testimonial for what office hours feel like. So I already have the call with Sarah and Evan. I'd like to have a call with you, and then I'm going to like sew that all together to help people understand like what's actually happening in pro. So it'd be fun to do that sooner versus later, but it's okay if you got a lot going on with all your other communities that you're a part of. And I'm really interested for the financial bit, currently sorting out what's working and what isn't working for my monetization, like solo work on this before any chats. So yeah, if you check out Evan's call, we started to get really pointed about where is money coming from and what's working. And I'd like to do the same with you just to see if there is ways to get more leverage on your time, so that what you're doing is just more financially viable. But anyway, appreciate you, Lauren. Looking forward to catching up. Thanks for doing the doodle, and I'll see you on the next one. Here's your confetti. All right, so let me check to make sure that worked really quick. Sometimes audio is buggy. Hey, Lauren, good evening. I hope all is well in your world. Yes, it is the Pancake Princess is going to be our guest. So let me give you a sneak peek because nobody knows who she is yet. Pancake. It's actually pretty clean. The audio is a little high. She's an absolute legend. So she was the first client I had when I did my exit from Johnson & Johnson. And she does these empirical bake-offs where she'll test 9 different recipes at a time. So this is a recent one she did with apparently cakes. Let's see. Best crumb cake, best marble cake. And I did a lot of work with her. That's good. Thumbnail optimization. So now all we gotta do is grab that link, come over here to this DM. Check in here. Turn our music back on. Anytime. For a call. If you'd like to connect. All right, drop that name. Cool. Oh man, 99 plus. Let's get to work. It's gonna be good. Ooh, that would be a great way to cheat. So we're gonna scroll all the way down to the bottom because I do everything sequentially. Some people work from the top up. I like to do things in order. And we're just going to engage all these comments. So this is what community building looks like. All right. Thank you. Of course, no problem. Oh, let me do... At least my head's floating around here, which will keep it interesting. Now let's do the next one. We got Loom fired up and ready. Not able to circle back to that one. We'll let that one go. We got 4 kids sleeping, so we got to take advantage of it. Kind of, as I hear a baby stirring. All right, keep running these. Scooch that over. All right. Oh, thank you. Appreciate the gracious compliment. I use a tablet, phones with a stylus will also lie right. So this community Schoolers contains like 50,000 community builders on Skool. So I actually get a good amount of my leads through engagement on this platform specifically. Let's slide this over here. To the next one. right. I'm excited to get it from 99 plus to 99. I'll at least feel like I've made progress. She liked my comment. That's very kind of them. That thumbs up, keep rolling. Almost at the bottom. I lied. It gets faster once you get closer to the top, which is nice. Oh man, the internet's being hateful. All right. Yay. All right, let's get into this one. So this is for Pro. Yeah, I've already navigated that one. Sometimes I have comments and I forget to uncheck them. But I don't want to miss anybody. Right. Yeah, let's do a recording. Hey, Evan, I appreciate the burst of insight that occurs at 3 a.m. in your world. I'm learning how to give myself permission to think at different times as a parent and entrepreneur. I'm still not good at it yet. So like right now it's 11 o'clock and I'm firing off these Loom discussions and my brain's fried. I was like, oh, I could do those last modules in the classroom. I was like, no, I can't. I need a fresh brain for that. But yes, appreciate you, friend. I'll see you on the next one. I'm Shoot, I still haven't dug out of the 99 plus. I'm trying. We're going to get there. Confetti for the effort. Running through all of these. All right, so be busy. Keep making progress. Let's see what we got next. It really is a remarkable backlog we're working on. If they liked it, we don't need to click on it because it's not helpful. Keep rolling. 99 notifications stand between me and bed. Maybe we'll sneak in a post if we're feeling extra motivated. Hey, Evan, I know this is like a day late and $1 short, even more days late. I really appreciated the call with you jumping on office hours and like the 18 to 22 minutes, I forgot how long that loom was, that we just kind of creatively wandered through the life you're trying to build. I still have like so many gears turning about what could work most efficiently for you. I don't have the answer yet, but thank you for taking the time to do your Find Your Next and getting that in before the session. And you know, instead of wrapping up your 30 looms, I got 99 to go. I'm actually experimenting with like live streaming while I work, so we'll see if that gives me some kind of boost to productivity. It's 11:02. We'll see how hard I go tonight. But anyway, keep changing the world. Appreciate you. See you on the next call. And I also got a speaker confirmed for next week at a time that works for everybody. So I'll post that soon. Hey, Evan, I know this is like a day late and $1 short. Yeah, so that's we're gonna keep trucking. Got a crown. Thanks. I wish that I could like auto go to the end. I'm glad Skool holds on to all of them. Hey, Kate, thank you so much for the affirmation. It has been a crazy climb. I actually got a second and third person. So we got our first 3 members to launch the paid community, Big Brain Club Pro, and then I closed access to it until I do enrollment in another couple months. So really exciting to work with them. But concerning your question, you said you're curious to know what was specifically from Skool Wizards in implementing challenging feedback. Whenever you put time into something, you have this psychological connection to it that it's good. So like, let me explain. Let me expand upon this because this is like a really good question and hopefully it helps you a little bit. There have been studies where if you have somebody come into a room and you just show them a coffee mug and ask them like, how much would you pay for it? They'll be like, oh, I'll give you like $10 for that coffee mug. But if you have them come into the room, you present them a gift of the coffee mug. So it's in their hands. And then you ask them like how much they would sell it for. It immediately goes up in value to like $25. So there's like some amount there. And it's this idea that like once we physically touch something, it has more intrinsic value to us because of the work we've put in of opening the box or crafting it than the people around us that necessarily receive it. So some of the challenging feedback I got predominantly from Calvin Hollywood as well as Matt Burns and a couple other people on the platform was I was providing like way too much. Like my community was cluttered. I also had like too many avatars, although I've actually expanded into more customer avatars. But here, let me just open it up really fast on another tab to show you. Because I archived all the old stuff because I think it's helpful to show. Let's go to Big Brain Club, Classroom. So ignore this for a minute. Originally, I had this how to say goodbye journey, which brought people through 9 modules to learn how to make a strategic exit from their job, taking learnings from when I exited J&J in Japan. And then I had a classroom for how to become an affiliate growth operator. I was going to do a classroom on how to land a job, getting a 30% pay increase, living where you want and loving what you do. And then I was going to give away like a half marathon program at level 6. And then I had a classroom for every single like level that would unlock different nerd brains. There's like, it was a lot. And for me, I put so much time like organizing the flow and how I thought it would all provide value. And the feedback I got is like, it's too much. So then I cut everything except how to say goodbye. And then as people went through it, there was one module within how to say goodbye, which was section 0, where I had people do this assessment where it would look at 3 dimensions of their life journey, like how undefined versus how defined is their life. Do they have a lot of unknown unknowns that are blocking them? How disorienting their journey is versus how much clarity they have, and then how isolating versus how communal it is. And then I have them do this high value post in my community called Find Your Next. And then this allowed everybody to have one high value post where they would share their origin state, their desired future state, why they want that, and their fears, as well as this radar chart I gave them. This was deeply valuable to a lot of people. And the feedback I got from other people is like, cut it. Like cut everything, because there's certain members in this group that aren't looking to quit their job, but they all want to find their next. So that led to this idea of like helping people get their life in the green and simplifying onboarding to only help people do this post. And that's the free community. And since then, the engagement has exploded. So if we look at our my settings, take you into the analytics, like I also focused on friend-to-friend referrals. So we had a 36% conversion rate on our community. And then from a metrics perspective, we got up to like 69% active members. And at the hottest point, we were at 341 daily activities. So from a discovery perspective, we started ranking really well. So we started at 520 and over a 20-day community challenge and gutting everything based on that challenging feedback, we passed over 225 communities where people are starting to just find the community through discovery. So I think the lesson is often people outside of your world that have deep expertise in certain spaces, they're going to speak things over your life or be able to like call your baby ugly, so to speak. And you have to wrestle with like, but I want to hold on to this mug that I think is so valuable because I worked so hard on it and I had to just kill it all. But as soon as I started cutting and refining, it became clear to everyone else coming into the room, and it became valuable. So anyway, those are your quick thoughts on behind the scenes on what I've been building. A little bit of confetti for the dopamine, and I'll see you on the next one, friend. I always check them before I share them. Hey, Kate, thank you so much for the affirmation. It has been a crazy climb. Take a copy, come over here. All the context. All right, on to the next one. Keep rolling. How about a circle? Danny's leaving this book on. Would like to come. Circle work is maybe as old as humanity. There are many different versions, like sweat lodges, for example. Online is different than offline. It's a place where you are to be held in community and express yourself to be seen and gotten. I feel an impulse to try with this group an experimental space to meet as humans that we could then use to feed our creative endeavors. Experimental in the sense that I would explore if and how circles may support this space and group and each individual group that comes to them. Let me know if there are any questions. Love to hear experiences if you've had good or bad. I trained with Come That May, an NGO with Unashamed Sexuality and Christian Art. I won't be doing any of that since I haven't trained heart. All right. Hey, Danny and Matthias, I think. Matthias? I don't know how to say it. I mean, I'm interested. I need more information about it, and if it's an area I could prioritize, because I don't really do calls on this platform. Most of what I'm focused on is ascending folks into like one call per week. So I don't have a lot of margin as a father of 4 kids and an entrepreneur. That said, I'm intrigued by what you're trying to curate, and how that fits within this group as a subset, or if this is your own community that you're trying to get off the ground in parallel, how it ties into storytelling and writing. Yeah, I need more information is the classic like objection in sales before I could commit to 90 minutes or whatever you said it takes on another comment. But again, interested. I've never heard of this circle kind of culture thing that you're trying to curate. But again, intrigued and appreciate you. I'm always careful with how I give away my time, but there could be opportunities that come from it. And I always check them. Sometimes Loom. Hey, Danny. And Met. All right, keep rolling. Declutter my tabs. So what I'm doing is just researching certain folks before I chat with them. Keep at it. Hey, Jason. Appreciate you. I've been looking through your podcasting stuff a little bit. I haven't had the margin yet to actually listen to one, but it looks really interesting. Like, I like the branding of the background dancer. Very smart. Very clean. So how are you monetized as a podcaster? Like, are these are you getting sponsorships, or I don't know if you post through, it used to be like Anchor or things like that, where they do ad inserts, or are you just getting started? This is a very interesting picture, by the way. Oh, it's a puppet. What? That's so cool and odd in all the right ways. Man, you've been at it for a while. I love working with people that have actually stuck with things, because you could always take those folks farther. Like, I worked with I could pull her up really quick. She was one of my first clients. Her name is Erica, the Pancake Princess. So she does these empirical bake-offs. She's a full-time food blogger in New York. Wonderful individual. And she does these empirical bake-offs with like 9 different recipes side by side. And she's done like 100+ of these bake-offs over the last 5+ years. She was impacted by a layoff, went full-time with it. And then I came in and helped her with like learning how to speak on brand and how to do her hook and title, and thumbnail optimization for YouTube, and just kind of like give her confidence on camera, because she's really great with written content. She does like 250,000 views, or page views on each blog per month. So yeah, I don't know. I was immediately reminded of her when I'm looking at what you do, because it seems like you've done a ton of episodes, dude. This is awesome. Very nice. What is this called? Like your cover images as well for Spotify. Looks really good. Let's see if I have any other thoughts. My dance. These are fun too. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so cool to meet people on this platform. Really happy you've persisted as well, and curious how monetization and things like that are going with it. But yeah, awesome crossing paths, friend, and I will see you on the next one. So the trick is to like not overshare, but to share more than most. That's how I've built relationships on this is to give people the opportunity to do like conversation threading, where you just give them a little bit more than they expect and see where it goes. All right, we're down to 4 levels, 3.5. We could do it. Let's see if we can get these to 0 today. All right. So what I'm doing right now is just setting up office hour calls. Oops, that's not what we want. That's at 10 a.m. Trying to create a consistent time to connect as a community. I think this was 11:30. Hey, all you biggest of big brains, it's Late Night Joe. Shoot, I got another DM. I just got those to 0. I'm trying to get this to 0. I could do it if I don't give up. Wanted to update you on schedule for the month now that I figured it out, and I don't want you all to get fatigued by the doodle thing. Thank you for giving it your best effort. On Monday at 11:30, I've confirmed Erica, the Pancake Princess, will be our first guest speaker. I'll record that session as well, but all 3 of you indicated availability at that time. In order to not have overwhelm, we won't do an office hours that week. I've noticed in certain communities like Calvin Hollywood's group, when he brings in a guest speaker for something special, he also does office hours, and like everyone has too many things. And then I have a hard time keeping up with it. So when we have a speaker, we'll just cut the office hour for that week. But that said, I will still exist. You can fire off a DM, or if you need something asynchronous on Loom that week to keep moving forward, just let me know. And then I'm going to stick with this 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time slot based on it working today and Lauren and Sarah indicating it could be fine in the future. And then we'll just lock that in until we have more big brains join this group little by little. But appreciate you all. That's your quick schedule update. Don't worry about May because I haven't figured it out yet. But confetti for trying, and I will see you on the next one. Let's keep going. Don't give up. 11:24. Boom. Keep rolling. Don't give up. Don't give up. We want to give up when there's a lot. Don't give up. Keep going. Fight. We're almost at the point of the baby waking up. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I have a current viewer. What's up, friend? This is so very much exciting. Wanted to let you know that we are building a business in real time. So that's kind of the goal of the day. Happy you're here. So I'm trying to drive these 99 notifications to 0. I'm a community builder and full-time entrepreneur and full-time father. I run something called the Big Brain Club, where I help folks with big brains learn how to build the lives they desire. And part of that is I have to help all these big brains. So I have to respond to people. And to hold myself accountable to a late night, I am just plunking along. And I'm going to have to give my baby a bottle in a minute. We'll see. Scooch me over there. Oh. Oh. Let me answer this one really quick. Oh. Let me go give him a bottle. Stay here. Yeah, let's get your diaper changed, but yes. Get you all wrapped up for bed. Sweet language. Nice. This is so exciting. My back hurts. Hey, Mark, I appreciate you. And here is your late night tech support of, did you turn it on or off again? It's a little bit nuanced. In transparency, I'm an Android. I have a Google Pixel something. What is it, 7 Pro, 8 Pro? Not that you care because you're probably an Apple enthusiast. The way you do it, let me see if I could open my phone and show you. I'll have to move quickly. So I'll try to hold this up to the camera. This is going to be the most jank tutorial I can give. Where is it? There. So I click this little button. Oh, backwards. And then at the bottom, there'll be choices for camera and screen and audio. But first you have to go to settings. This is so painful. Settings. And then there'll be an option that says recording countdown. I have this selected on so that I get 3 seconds. So then what I do, let me see if I'm set up to go to anything private. There we go. So then what I do, I'm going to try to do this quickly. I click screen. And then when I click record, I got to move kind of quick. And then I consent to it recording my screen. And then I have to scroll up and move over here smoothly. And then I do the whole screen record that way. And trash that. So you also have to approve like picture overlay or something on your phone, most likely. But that's how I do it. So I do the 3-second delay so that I can cleanly get onto the screen I want to be and then just value drop. So hopefully that was a well thoughtful, curated, messy tutorial for you. Here's some confetti for your troubles. Yeah, let's keep rolling. See, because the reality is you never know who's going to become a paying client, who's going to join your community. So this is why I do all this engagement. It's just volumes of human connection is what's necessary to eventually get to the point where you get word of mouth referrals, and then you don't have to do this anymore. Let's keep plunking along. So we're down to 3 1/4. All right. Ottman, why would you deprive your son of the joy of video games? What I would actually suggest, because you're an engineer, is you should get your son a Retro Pi. I don't know how much they cost in Sofia, but they're not that expensive. I mean, like $56 or something in the US. And then you can download here. Let me just show you. Let's nerd out here for a minute. Retro Pi. So it's called Raspberry Pi. There you go. Sorry, you need to buy a Raspberry Pi 5, which is this little. Oh, these are all these kits that make it look like a video game. Stop it. Looks like this. It's just a card. It's got an HDMI output, and then you can also do USB dongles that communicate over Bluetooth, and then you can connect a PS5 controller to it. But you could basically set it up so that it runs like every retro console you want. Do they have any good images of it? Like, I run my PS1 games off of here, as well as N64 games. There you go. You could see, like, you could do like Game Boy Advance games on it. Like, start your son with the right foundations, like 16-bit kind of graphics. That would be my pro tip. So like, my son plays Crash Bandicoot, he plays Frogger, he plays all the hard rage quit kind of games, because I need him to build that resiliency to keep trying relentlessly until he gets the carrot, because we live in such a short-term dopamine kind of world that I want him to understand, like before games had appropriate gamification to addict us, you used to have to just approach them with tenacity, which is like why I like the late 90s, early 2000s gaming. But anyway, you should get him on games a little bit. Oh, I don't want to contact sales. All right, come over here. It's funny, it's Wednesday. These are posts from Sunday. I'm like 4 days behind. What do you mean there is an error? Ottman, what? Yeah, drop that loom. There you go. Keep rolling. Don't give up. 2, 3, and a couple. We were originally at 4, so we're making good progress. Beautiful. Keep rolling. 1, 2, 3, 3 and a little bit. Making progress. Oh. Hey, Sierra, I want to expand upon this response more. I'm glad that you love it. I want you to know that you are like 110% heard, and I actually have been absent the last 4 days from this community because I've completely rebuilt onboarding, with a key aspect of that being belonging. So I'd actually love to just show it to you right now to get your thoughts, because I want everyone to feel like they can immediately belong without being like too lost in, you said, like things to catch up on, and not feeling like they can connect. So let me jump into this really quick. So if we go to Skool, but thank you for the candor and responding to that design review, because it gave me like a great gut insight of like, oh shoot, I gotta fix this right now. So if we go to Classroom, I have a new classroom called Find Your Next. And when people join the community, they get an auto DM that just points them straight to here. So it's a lot smoother than you and other folks that have come in prior. And then I give them this first module is just called Zero, a word of caution. So I go through a quick, I think 3-minute chat on, or not less than that, 2 minutes on just what it was like to hit zero as an entrepreneur in Tokyo, and 4 learnings I had from that kind of guide the entire Find Your Next journey for folks. And then I provide some brief context on what this assessment is and why we do it here by just introducing you to 1 or 2 members in the community that have actually done it. It's from the origin state, the desired future state, like all that content. But literally the first step is I want people to feel like they belong. I took your words. I hope that's okay. And the way that I do that is for homework, I have them do the explore the Find Your Next posts, comment on 3 posts, and begin network weaving with individuals there. And then for those 3 people that they comment on and want to track with their journey, I have them click on the bell so that they can link up with their new friends and get updates when they're posting. So that way it creates this sense of closeness and proximity. And we're asking new members to initiate that with the existing posts. And then also when new members join the community, I have simplified communication where they click this post right here to get notified as well. And anytime new members join, I'll introduce them here as a comment. And if there's any new Find Your Next, I attach links right here. I do little mini looms as well, just to like go to people's bios and be like, this is this person. They came in from this person, and this is why they're great. Everyone should go meet this great person. So that way you get like more compressed updates if people click the bell for this as well, without being flooded by too much information. So hopefully that's helpful. Again, I want you to know that you're seen, and I want you to feel like you could do the first step, which is to belong, and then we'll figure out how to actually do the Find Your Next post or how to bring a friend, which are steps 2 and 3. But thank you so much, because it was a great anchor for what the first step should be. Anyway, Sierra, appreciate you. I hope all your book writing is going well. Happy you're here, and here's a little touch of confetti to get you moving. Excellent. One thing that's become obvious is this: although the conversation message becomes much more personal, it also tends to slow things down. Written communication is generally clearer and more effective to process, while spoken messages often become unnecessarily long simply because people enjoy hearing themselves talk rather than getting straight to the point. I do love the idea, but I can see the downside as well. But still, I like it, but I should be used. Michael, I appreciate everything you write, because everything is true and some of it, moves into the truthy space. I think many people can read more efficiently than they can listen. So in order to really be effective at Loom, you have to get straight to the point and leverage it for connection, value, and some light call to action. I like to leave what I call conversation threads. So there's just enough additional context where they could take it back to chat and keep it going a little bit. So there's a little bit of knitting of conversations happening. But if you aren't empathetic to people's time, Loom causes more damage than good. So your 2 cents are incredibly valuable. I do think a lot of people should tend towards trying it, but they have to try it with intention. I don't know, maybe someday I'll have a community on this platform that just teaches people how to do Loom well. I have to approach it like a TikTok. Like, see, that's a minute. So it's time for your confetti. Hopefully that was a helpful answer, and you're very busy, so get back to work. You gotta go to bed. Evan, I know I mentioned this on office hours, but I'm going to repeat it again here. This comment, thank you for taking the time to curate it, for being blunt and detailed. It was very, very helpful for me. I read through at the time maybe 70% of it and just stopped reading and got to work. I was like, all right, I need to do what I would call ethnographic research on people that go through this community. So I need to understand the culture of this group and literally go line by line by line of what are the checkpoints people go through to make sure that it's smooth and efficient and interconnects one another. Also, I want to call this out. Millions of Looms like TikTok is an area where I am trying to balance that some people love this. They like the looms. It's different. They feel a sense of connectiveness. It's not a bother to them. I don't spend too much time looming where they're like, I'm buried by it. And for other folks, they feel like, well, if I do a loom to this person, that's just my response to them and they can't be part of it. So it's an area where I'm working on building culture that way so that this isn't an endless scroll of TikTok. I want it to be deeply valuable for anyone who's here. You talked about making them feel like they found gold. And I've ruthlessly simplified the onboarding into 3 steps, in large part driven by a lot of your insights. So appreciate you, friend. Thank you for making it better here just by being here with everything that you know. All right. Confetti for you. Oh, I broke under 99 plus. Let's go. It's only 11:47 at night. Wendy, why am I not even the least bit surprised? Hey, you can't solicit here. You know how schoolers are supposed to work. There has to at least be a DM. But yes, I hope you're enjoying all the joy that you're dishing out in your community. Wendy, I've deeply appreciated getting to know you in the Big Brain Club. And I'm sure you're continuing to serve that up, as well as clarity and every aspect of wiseness that you bring. Gosh, your branding is so fun and interesting to me. All right, confetti for you. All the joy. See you on the next one. All right. 1 scroll, 2 scroll, 3 scroll. 3 and a couple. Andy, this is fantastic, friend. Oh, I just scribbled all over it. Shoot. I love it. I literally just redid all of my onboarding for my community. It was like a 48-hour sprint based on just candid feedback I got from folks on what could be better and what was confusing. So I love the focus on recording and uploading. You also have editing is in the middle, unless you're just doing a Loom workflow. But yeah, what you pull together, did it work out well for you? I'm sure it was good. Keep rolling. Now, first of all, Sarah, I don't know what any of these shows are. I'm you're the murder show. You're like my mom. My mom. I remember in high school, I would like come downstairs and my mom would pass out in front of the TV at like midnight or whatever, and I tell her to go to bed, and it'd always be like, and then the husband killed this so and so, and like it was all the CSS forensics files type of stuff, and I was like, I felt like she was gonna try to kill somebody. It's funny because my mom's in this community. Um, I think I know Bones. No, I don't know Bones. Is that the one with the doctor who knows everything and he's kind of quirky and weird and angry and bitter? Maybe that's a different show. Anyway, I don't know any of your shows, but I appreciate you. Here's some confetti. If I find it. There you go. All the confetti for Sarah. Jesse, I have the curious face. Because don't you help people with hair loss? And yet you're burning all the hair. I gotta double check. Yes, Follicle Fixers Club. Oh, that's so cool with the fox. I love it. I love it. That's so awesome. But yes, I love the call to action is to book a call. It is so maniacal. It is something I don't do at all. I'm trying to help folks self-ascend in my group and to not do calls at all, except for paying members. So we'll see. But yeah, hopefully that works out for you, friend. Hopefully you can scale well. Here's some confetti to fan the flames of your passion. Hey, Karen, this is fantastic. And because you're in the future, because I believe Dubai, similar to Japan, is in the future from the US, like it's Thursday, which means you're probably doing the workshop right now. So why is it mini? Like, is this only like a 10-minute workshop? Or is it, an hour and that's mini for you compared to where you could take somebody over the course of many hours? But yeah, appreciate you, friend. And I'm curious about that goal setting for Q2. I'm sure you'll drop it on your next. And I love how much you've been using that. It's been really cool just catching up with what you're building towards. So see you on the next one. Keep changing the world. Here's your confetti for dopamine. MD, podcasting is a very peculiar vertical. I've done quite a few episodes where I pop a GoPro on my head and go for a run and chat about entrepreneurship, fatherhood, and life. And then I also got to do a podcast with an entrepreneur as well as with Calvin Hollywood, which is pretty crazy. But what are you cooking up specifically? So it looks like you're talking with kind of like heroes of your community that have seen success. So you're capturing it as a longer, more organic living testimonial. And then other business folks in your network. If you ever need a guest, I'm happy to chat in that kind of fashion with you. And yeah, where are you going with it? Have you like done it yet? Or are you literally like, it's time to make a podcast and now you're just gonna like activate and do? There is a great community that's archived that I'm a part of called, what is it called? Gotta find it. The Podcast Key that Matthew Thompson put together. I don't know why he archived it, maybe because the engagement was kind of low, but the content is fantastic. So it's been a really great working model for me about how to find the right guests for my podcast so that I can monetize it efficiently from a business perspective. But it seems like you're on a path with that. Appreciate you. Oh man, we're so close. Raya? I think it's Raya. Let me know if I'm wrong either way. This is very interesting. I mean, I love productivity, and my whole life is mapped out in little squares, and I block schedule and do all kinds of crazy things to squeeze the most out of my time as an entrepreneur and a father of 4 kiddos. But yeah, how's that workshop working? So the process is slow and labor intensive. So is it just a matter of like doing lesson planning is a little bit painful? What do you do? projects with Raya, helping busy entrepreneurs break the fear of overwhelm, master productivity, achieve their goals. We have crossed paths before, haven't we? Helping busy entrepreneurs manage overwhelm. Yes, we have had chats on this platform. I'll have to watch your VSL at some point. Current state, discovery, transformation, self-actualization, success. Cool. So are you using the workshop as a leads magnet, like doing an online workshop from your organic following to get folks to join the Skool community? Or are you doing this workshop within your Skool community to facilitate their growth or get testimonials to bring outside of the community? And you're going the build it to 100 and then charge once they join model, which some folks do with success on this platform. Interesting. Very intrigued, but appreciate you. Hope that's all going well. Yes, we broke to the bottom of 3. Hey, Diana, appreciate you. Just for other folks who don't know what this is, I've actually really appreciated this 90-day, 1-minute day challenge of like trying to do something hard. I mean, I'm only 3 days in and I started early, which was cheating. But for me, while I put my girls to bed and it's dark, I just hold a plank for 60 seconds and then I tack on push-ups at the end of it. And we'll see at the end of 90 days how many like bonus push-ups I can do. I have no idea about this help you spin the wheel thing. Maybe I need to go a bit deeper into what you're curating in your group because I probably missed the rules. It's been a wild week. This was at 99 plus and I've done what feels like 30 to 40 looms and the plus didn't disappear and I thought Skool was broken and I was like, no, actually I just have a lot of engagement and it's a gift and it's hard. Sierra, this sounds fascinating. So you do it publicly. I'm assuming you live stream it or you record it and then post it in your community for later. It's on Thursday, which is tomorrow. Because I'm in your group. Is this on the calendar? I mean, I'm crazy busy right now, but let me see. Write your book this year, 11 a.m., right in my deep work block. Very curious. Very curious about what you're doing. Appreciate you, Sierra. I'll see if I can hop on. I'm not sure yet if I could commit, but I'm sure that's fantastic. And have you run this before in the past? You said my public masterclass to write a book. Okay, well, good luck. Looking forward to hearing at least how it turns out if I can't make it myself. Kathy, this is awesome. Like, that's a beautiful thing to serve up. I mean, I remember when I made my first digital store and tried to integrate it with YouTube to drive people towards merch, but I didn't have like the right merch and following and it didn't pan out. And I put so much time into it. But so you're using Stan. I've been very intrigued by that platform. And if you have a link, drop it here. Like, I could totally take a look at what you're doing, unless I can get to it through your profile. Let's see. Sponsorship, learn fundamentals and best practices for fastest growing segment of marketing. Secure your first sponsorship deal. Interesting. You're a sponsorship expert. I mean, if you know anyone who would want to sponsor a content creator that does engineering and global leadership content, that would be fun. It is private. It's always amazing who you connect with on this platform. Where's your store? Does this take us there? Oh, did I find it? Sponsorship for beginners, a step-by-step guide to build your brand. Okay, so this is your digital product. There you are. You have your all your little links. It's very pink on pink on pink. This is a little bit difficult to read from a it might just be the color scheme you picked here that doesn't read well. Sponsorship activation ideas for hybrid events. Fresh bold sponsorship ideas to elevate your hybrid events beyond banners and logos. How much do you know? Let's do checklist for beginners. Okay, so basically then you get them on an email list like ConvertKit or something like that, or maybe Stan does automated emails. And then you give them this checklist as a leads magnet. Masterclass, 6-figure event sponsorship revenue. I'm still trying to understand. Like, when I read sponsorship, it is through the lens of being a content creator. I'm not sure if that's what you're doing. Target audience. Well, I want to see a preview so I can see a screenshot. What are these? I'm sure they're really helpful. Interesting. So I don't know if I'd want to buy this because I can't see enough of a preview. But then if you gave me the full preview, I could steal it anyway. Book a one-on-one with you. Okay, so you're charging $150 for an hour of your time or so, or 30 minutes. Quick Me Beacon Store. Sorry, friend, it's late and I'm just curious about what you're doing, so I'm explaining. Influencer Squad. Is this the same? Occupation. Sign up for metrics. This feels like the same store with different. Let me go back to the Stan store. I am having a hard time segmenting why you have those two different stores. Let's look at your YouTube. All right, 1 subscriber. Let's not look at your YouTube. Let's look somewhere else. TikTok. I do content creation. Couldn't find this account. So maybe you've built the bones for it, but you're still building the following. How about your Insta? Okay. Curious. So you might want to fix those links. You have a link. Does the link takes you to Beacon? Interesting. Does the Beacon take you to a YouTube that works? Or an TikTok that works? Curious. Well, anyway, Kathy, sorry for that long winding pathway. I just became too darn curious about what you're serving up. Great work on getting that off the ground. You know, just some light thoughts on making sure that the products are readable enough for people to make a decision on whether or not it makes sense for them to purchase. I don't have any critique on your price points that you're setting for these digital products because I just don't know your audience and their capacity to pay for what you're offering. But yeah, overall, very cool work and a little bit of confetti for you. Whew, push past midnight. Zane, why would you get an extra large diet soda when you could just get a strawberry shake? Like, a strawberry shake is superior to soda any day of the week. That said, order of simplification, dude, I have so much respect for what you're focusing on with that. I just gutted. Let me show you what it was because I kept everything as like drafts. I used to bring people through this how to say goodbye assessment where they could learn how to quit their job, and then I'd show them how to be an affiliate, and then I'd tell them how to land a job, and then how to run a half marathon, and then I had all these classes for each level that unlocked different modules and perks and rewards and things. Got rid of all of it. And then I found when I tried to bring people through this 9-day challenge, day 0 was the most valuable for them because I gave them this assessment that helps look at their career journey and figure out like how undefined versus how bounded it is. Do they have a lot of unknown unknowns they're facing? How disorienting versus how much clarity do they have? Do they know what the next step looks like? And then how isolating versus how communal is their journey? This assessment, there was a lot of pain and lack of simplicity on how to do it. And then all the stuff that came beyond it was noise for certain people because not everybody actually joined my community looking to quit their job. They wanted to connect and build their next. So I revamped all of the classroom to have like this simple module that goes through a word of caution from when I hit 0 in Tokyo as an entrepreneur, some context for the journey we're going to take, and then 3 like simple steps. And I want them to be able to run through this and connect and experience value as quickly as possible. And then for folks that want to go deeper or kind of self-ascend into my product offerings, I have extra modules they can work to, but I wanted like onboarding to be like, and it's been awesome, dude. So I would want to encourage you of what you're serving up to double down on that because it's been one of my greatest learnings on this platform is less is more. And it's so hard for us to cut things we've put work into. But if our communities don't need it, it's actually just detracting from where we can provide value. So anyway, confetti for your troubles, and I'll see you on the next one. Well, I mean, I did read the post to some extent, but it was probably really late at night. And then when I was working through it, I was like, well, what's hard for me right now? I was like, well, what's hard for me is I haven't been able to go to the gym the way that I would prefer because I'm just optimizing like sheer volume of connection on this platform and providing value so that I can get some lift, get finances working, and then take care of my health again. I mean, I'm still running and walking. So for me, like the hardest thing was like, I could do a plank for 60 seconds. I just make an excuse not to. So that's why I turned it into a fitness challenge, because it conditions my mind to do the hardest thing first. Um, if you don't like it, just stop. Now, I make myself do stuff that sucks. That's like a huge value in my life, is the ability to just grit through crap, and to really condition resiliency. So I think you were like, "What's your celebration?" Or something. I was like, I don't need a carrot. I've taught myself how to do things that are terrible. Like I run long distance, even though I'm heavier set. I run in the cold. I run in the rain. I do a plank late at night. I do things because I know they're good things for me, without necessarily having to like, let me have a piece. Like someone's like, every time they do the 1 minute of hard thing, they're like, let me give myself a piece of chocolate. I was like, I don't need that dopamine loop. Even though that's like, I don't want to downplay anyone that needs that celebratory aspect of it, or whatever Sarah's talking about with this brain unfuckery that she does. But what is the spinning wheel? Does it literally just mean like getting things moving? Because I'm imagining like a Price is Right. Oh, I don't know if you have Price is Right in Germany. I'm imagining like a game show wheel that spins and you win a prize. I don't know what shows you have where you live. But yes, I appreciate the challenge. I read a good portion of the post, and then I just did what made sense for me. That's hard. Yeah, appreciate you, Diana. Making progress. We're sub 90. Hey, Nathan. Appreciate you, friend. I love that you said